How's it going, everybody? My name is Jose Trujillo. I was doing a painting with some flowers, as you see that earlier, and I'm going to be working on a larger painting right now, a 16 by 20 inches stretch canvas. So here we go. For those of you who are looking at some of the the ways that I paint, techniques and whatnot, you might like this video. You might really like this video. I'm going to do some really cool stuff here on this larger canvas. So here we go. So I just want to show you guys how I'm going to do this right here. What's up, everyone? What's up? How's it going? So I'm going to do a little demonstration here. I wish I could show the palette, but that means that I have to really go back with the phone here, with the camera on the phone, and I really don't want to do that right now. So you're going to have to kind of see the way I'm doing it here. By the way, the style of the painting is loose brushwork, so bear with me here, okay? And also, I am still taking a couple more commissions for those of you who are interested in a commission by me. A painting this size, a commission this size goes for $1,200, but right now I'm doing it for $250. Okay, I'm doing it for $250, and if you're anywhere in the U.S., you get free shipping. So that's a really cool thing. Anyways, okay, that's my plug right there. Let's go for the painting. So what I want to do is I want to be able to go beyond the normal stages of painting, what most people talk about, right? Which is the technique and the style and on and on, or what the painting is about, right? Even more simple, what the painting is about. And I want to touch on this. Look, many times, guys, it's not what the painting is about. It has to do more with those subtle things that are happening that are telling a narrative, right? That illustration may not. Illustration by itself may not tell this narrative. May or may not. So the way I like to see paintings is I like to see them in different dimensions, right? This is the way I like to see any work of art, whether it's music or whatever, in different dimensions. To me, the work of art is telling, if it's being truthful, if it's real, it's telling a narrative that goes beyond what you may be perceiving. Okay, you're like, well, yeah, what's the painting about? Well, it's some trees and some hills, and there it is. You will lose the painting if you just talk about it from that dimension, right? You want to also touch on different things that are happening. So, for example, if you see a Van Gogh, you can say, well, what is the painting about? Any of the Van Goghs? Well, some sunflowers and just the base with sunflowers. And people would be like, yeah, well, Van Gogh, yeah, that was, or a room, right, a blue room or whatever. You will lose the many dynamics, right, of the painting. You will lose the richness, in other words. So I like to go beyond the obvious, and go into the subtleties, which is the things that may not be so obvious, right? With some movement of the brush, you can start telling a narrative. You can start communicating a narrative that it's not so obvious, right? The movements of the brush, the boldness of the color, the impasto, the brushwork itself, right? And on and on. And whether the painting in this example, you're having something going like this and then going like that. So there's a bit of maybe even conflict, right, in a landscape. You imagine that, telling the story of conflict in a landscape. So and then some resolution, right? Because now you get to the sky, and then maybe the sun may be doing that, right? The sun may be there's light at the end. Some maybe do that, but first you have to go through some peaks and valleys and on and on. And so and then not missing the texture also. Some areas will have and this, by the way, this is not just my painting. This is any serious artist does that with it unconsciously or subconsciously. They're doing this, whether they know it or not. Because this is it's almost like you're coming up with a language. This is what painting is. With painting, you're almost coming up with a language to tell a story that it's not linear, right? It's not first day this happened and then this happened and then this. It's not linear. It's very dynamic, and this is why we go to museums. This is why we see paintings, because we see that they're going beyond the obvious, right? Nobody goes to see the sunflowers, Van Gogh's sunflowers, to see a painting of sunflowers. No, you go there to hear Van Gogh sing, right? To hear Van Gogh sing. That's what you go to the museum. You're not there for the sunflowers. You're there for his reality, right? He has created a language, a reality, and that's what you want to see. That's what we all go to see. We don't go see sunflowers like, oh, what a nice pretty picture of sunflowers. No serious person that loves art says that, right? You don't go to see sunflowers. You go to see Van Gogh's world that express at some point sunflowers or a field or whatever, right? It's the same thing. No one buys a painting from me. I mean, I guess they do, but I hope to communicate this, right? Because of the bright little colors or the little landscape, or no, they're buying my vision. They're buying my vision. They're buying my way of seeing the world I've constructed, right? If you do this enough, you start constructing a world, and you're telling. You're telling a story that almost has to be decoded, right? And not decoded by academia or anything like that. Decoded by the viewer. The viewer gets to decide, right? It gets to decode it. It's for the viewer to do. Regardless, this has nothing to do with knowledge of art or any bullshit like that. You just look at it and you start decoding it yourself, because it becomes yours, right? You become the translator of the story. You become the translator of this language that I'm telling here, because it is a pictorial language, right? This is what's happening. It's a pictorial language, and you, a collector or the viewer, you are looking at it from the right perspective. It's the right perspective. You're looking at it through your eyes, which are it's the only perspective really to look at it from, your eyes. There's so much talk about this around this, anyways, where people are like, what did the artist mean by this? That's not looking at the work. Right? It's not what I meant by it. Although it's interesting and it's kind of fun and cute, to see what the artist meant. But the painting is by me, but not for me. The painting is by me, but not for me. Once you look at it, the painting is yours now. Once you're looking at the painting, whether you buy it or not, if you buy it, then it's really yours, right? Now you have a whole different relationship with it. But if you're looking at it, the painting has become yours. Yours. It's now yours, and you get to tell the story. You get to tell the story of the painting. You're like, you see certain lines, certain subtleties, brushworks and whatnot, in your brain, and your emotions are going they're going super fast, right? Decoding what it is for you, and for that, you have to go beyond the obvious, right? You have to go beyond the obvious. You have to go beyond the it's some hillsides, kind of badly painted, or okay, but you have to go beyond the obvious. It's not especially with work that is not representational, right? That is not so representational, expressionist or impressionist or Fauvist type of work. You are telling something else. It's like a movie, right? Nobody goes, what is the movie about? Any movie, any good movie, right? Any good movie. What is the movie? I don't know. Jaws about, right? It's not about a shark. You miss the whole movie if you think it's about a shark, right? There's a shark in there, but it's not about a shark. Right? Any movie you pick, any good movie, right? It's not about the subject. It's not about the subject. It's a great movie is that makes us cry or whatever. It's not about, you know, I don't know, whatever it is. I saw this movie not that long ago, The Shape of Water, right? If you look at The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro, you don't say, oh well, yeah, it's about a woman falling in love with a manfish, right? Of course not. There's so much narrative behind that you don't. You have to go beyond. You have to go beyond it, right? You have to go beyond the obvious in order to capture the beauty and the gifts that something that the artwork has to offer. All artwork done by any serious painter, any serious artist, or any serious art in any type of art, any type of. And what I mean serious is that they devote their life to it, right? Whether it's a hobby or full time, whatever it is, but they devote their life to it. The work is going to tell more than the obvious. It has to. It's just the way it is. Whether the artist means it or not, the work will always tell more than the obvious. That's the beauty of it. So you're not buying a painting of a hillside, right? You see all the subtleties and you begin to interpret them because there's for many reasons, but one of them also is that there's two different ways of approaching a painting, and the obvious one is trying to capture. A lot of artists say, oh, you capture that really well, or I capture that really well. There's that, but the other one that is not so obvious, right? It's constructing. I'm not trying to capture something, I'm trying to construct something that wasn't there, something that is not obvious, right? I'm trying to almost give birth, right, to put it in those words, to something that is not obvious, something that you have to see. Wait a minute, what is he painting? Why did he use that color there? What is that? So it's the uniqueness of it is that a mountain, if you go outside to see a mountain, it does not look like this. Because I don't care that it looks like that. I'm not trying to capture a mountain. I'm constructing a new mountain. I'm constructing a new hillside. So there it is, guys. Again, my name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist. And if you haven't gotten one of my 16 by 20 oil on canvas original commissions, a landscape commission, a portrait, or something like that, this is your time. It's normally $1,200 for a commission this size, but you can get it for $250. All right, take care, and talk to you soon. All right.